MBA, I'm pleased to announce that Kim and Bill Shaddock have made a $6 million gift to the Cox School of Business to name Shaddock Hall. So these grandchildren will enjoy coming to Shaddock Hall as students in just a few years, because Shaddock Hall will promote strong partnerships and industry research to meet the needs of students and faculty alike. It'll include dynamic spaces, including a dedicated business library reading room and expansive classrooms, and also house the Dean's boardroom, overlooking the central hub of the Cox School of Business. Office spaces for support services will round out the facility, and so we are deeply grateful for your future looking to make sure that the future of the Cox School of Business is strong, and that the enterprising spirit that brought you here, Bill, will bring future generations to SMU. You join me again in thanking Bill and Kim Shaddock. Please come forward. Here's in fact, we want to get a picture here, Kim, you in the middle, maybe holding it. You're supposed to hold it. Yeah, here we go. There we go.
I can't thank you enough for your presence here today. I'd say I'm humbled, Kim and I and our family, we're humbled and honored by your presence, especially each of you in some way plays a part in either my life, our family's life, or the life of this university, who I so value and which I so value. You know, I came to SMU because at that time, the business schools in Texas were pretty much training people to become management trainees of major corporations. And I knew that that was not the path for me. It's kind of, I'm surprised that I knew that, but actually, in retrospect, with all the other decisions I was making about that time, can't believe I was prescient in a way that I thought, yes, this is what I want to do. But nonetheless, I did. And, you know, here it was, this university which talked about entrepreneurship. I grew up in East Texas, and I don't remember anybody talking about entrepreneurship back in there. It was just Joe's, I guess maybe Joe's garage or Mary's kitchen, but they had a big word for it. You know, I thought that was pretty bright. Made it sound like a real big deal. You know, I'm an entrepreneur. No, what are you talking about? But here it was, this university talking about entrepreneurship. And I came up and actually interviewed and talked. I went to University of Texas and I talked to a guy named Dean Kosmetsky there about what I might learn at that university. I can't believe I took the time and trouble to go down there, but I did. And he talked about logistics and moving oil and the types of math. And I thought, oh gosh, I'm going to go to work for Texaco Oil and Refinery Country. I said, that is not for me. And I believe there was a guy named C. Jackson Grayson, who was then the dean of the dean of the business school. And, you know, he was in the newspapers a lot. And I remember making an appointment, coming over here. And I believe that I talked to Bobby Lyle. And I was told about a university where I would be taught how to make a deal. And I went, okay, sign me up. That sounds like what I want to learn to do. And while I was here, you know, SMU did so many things for me, and I was not a presidential scholar. I will go ahead and admit that. I was on the traditional DAD scholarship program, but you know, I was thinking about what SMU gave to me. It gave me the knowledge that I needed. It gave me the confidence. Within a month here, I became the anchor of the SMU Real Estate Today show. And I don't know why I did it, but I did it. And I got to meet a lot of people, and I had to make up the shows. And there I was on Channel 33 on Sunday mornings, which was not a particularly high view time for the station. Because any responsible person was supposed to be in church at that time. So perhaps I'm well known among non-adherents. That was mine. But it nurtured me. And one of the courses that I do remember is we used to meet over, I think, in the law school, and they brought in people every week. And they brought in Trammell Crow, and they brought in Ray Nasher, and they brought in these people, and I remember, and they didn't start with, I went to a lecture, and a guy was running a company for AT&T, and they bought the Brazilian phone system, and I thought, for $6 billion. Well, $1 billion is a lot then. It might as well have been $6 trillion back then. And I thought, yeah, but, I mean, I'm just a guy here. I mean, how am I going to do a $6 trillion deal? But these guys started right there in their living rooms and hometowns and basically followed a career path to their current success and how they did it and why they did it. And today I'm indebted to those men. I don't know if there were women there, but okay, women that showed up and told me and gave me a path. And I recall remembering, I may not be Trammell Crow during my business career, but I can kind of do some things that Trammell Crow has done. I may not build North Park Shopping Center, but maybe I can build something. And so these individuals and their success, starting from their childhood, resonated with me and gave me confidence that perhaps I could do this and that they weren't superhuman people. They were just regular people just like me. And for that, I am extremely grateful. So with the confidence. And so then we might ask, I tried to ask myself, well, why? Why this gift? Why this gift now? And the why question in my business is the hardest one to answer. And that's the big question. You want to do, why? We want to do the deal, why? And if you better have, I would say to my cohorts, you better have a good answer to the why question, or you're probably going to walk out of there disappointed. But, you know, it's my observation today, we tend to think of these institutions like SMU and the foundation institutions of our country as just being ongoing. We tend to think, well, SMU's here, it's a great business school, it'll be here forever. The churches that we go to, we think, well, yeah, sure, of course, you know, there'll be people here for hundreds of years. But institutions today are under attack. And if we, the people that can and know and have been blessed by education and institutions, don't stand up now and support these institutions, there is no guarantee that these institutions will be here for my grandchildren. Maybe they will be here, but maybe it will be a different form. But you know, Dallas gave a kid from East Texas an opportunity to create success for himself and his family. And I'm so grateful today to the many people who choose to do business with our family business. Today, there are many people that I don't know. I don't know them. I don't know all of our team members who now are assembled across the United States. I've never been to their offices. But it's certainly true that I've been blessed and I am blessed today. And I have to think about, at some point in time, what's a right and proper response to the blessings that have been given to each of us. Well, I can pretty much assure you that I came to the conclusion it was not for me to buy a second automobile or buy another pair of shoes or to buy something else. I'm pretty sure that the right and proper response to blessings, frankly, it's a responsibility. And these gentlemen and ladies here have honored the same legacy that I'm speaking about. We have a responsibility to our future generations, and we have a responsibility to our values and to the ideals that we've grown up in with know. It's not enough, you know. I live in a world, and we live in a world where somebody ought to do something about that. You know, I expect that some big somebody will do that, or this, that, and the other. And you know, as I said, I always expected other people, maybe these fine gentlemen and ladies, to do something about it and ensure the legacy of our future generations, and to make sure that the university and blessings that I received here would be available to the ongoing generations. But I remembered that ultimately it isn't everyone else's responsibility to do these things. Actually, I am somebody, and it is my responsibility. And based on that, I acted on that because I want to ensure that that this university is here. And one of the other things I got struck with when I came here after I thought about it is I didn't build this place. I didn't come up with the entrepreneurship program. I didn't bring the professors. I didn't bring the Willis Tate series. I didn't bring Willis Tate to SMU. I just came here, and this university was here and perfect for me. Well, what a blessing to me. What a blessing to my wife and to our children and to the Dallas community. I, for one, wanted to stand up and go, here I stand. I stand on the values and ideals of this university. I stand on the values and ideals of this city. And I, for one, am going to take responsibility going forward to ensure that this dream and hope is available to our future generations. And with that, I'm indeed blessed and honored to have the opportunity to make this gift.
Well, first, I want to say thank you. That was one of the most powerful messages on, I think, strategic philanthropy that I've ever heard. I mean, that was... Bill and Kim answered the why question about SMU. We are an institution that will stand the test of time, and it's because of people like Bill and Kim and their family support to making it possible. Your generosity and the investment you're making in the Cox School of Business is truly incredible, and I want to thank the entire clan. It was 45 years ago that our family first made our first significant investment in SMU. And I know, and we've been investing because of Gerald constantly ever since. But I think everybody should know, and I think you'll feel good that we really believe, our family believes, it's the best investment we've ever made. And I hope your family and your clan will find that's true as well, because this is a special place. The Hilltop does so much for so many, and it's because of people like y'all that are making it possible to share with others. Gerald mentioned, last week at the board meeting, we kicked off the SMU Ignited Capital Campaign, and the goal is $1.5 billion. That's a lot of money, the largest private university capital campaign in Texas history. We knew it was ambitious. We also knew that the vision was so clear and the priorities were so important that our constituents would want to get on board and be a part of what was happening on the Hilltop. Kim and Bill are the perfect examples of that. We thank you for choosing this way to give back to SMU and this generation of students. This gift and today's celebration allows us to continue the drumbeat of progress, signifying to the broader SMU community and beyond that SMU is still shaping world changers and will be for ages to come. So thank you again for your incredible generosity. And at this time, I'd like to invite our incredible dean, Matt Myers, to come forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. And to the Shaddock family, a word of warning. Bob takes his role as chair of the Board of Trustees very seriously, and we'll be handing out the application forms for your 4 granddaughters at the end of this ceremony. So you may want to move quickly. But Kim and Bill, it's a big heartfelt thanks to both of you all for your generosity, your enthusiasm, and your willingness to share our dream for expanding and renovating the Cox School in the 21st century. If we've seen anything over the last couple of years, it is that the change in this world is coming fast and furious, as President Turner has mentioned, and it's almost on a daily basis that we see this change. And we're responsible for educating the future business leaders and to prepare our students with the problem-solving skills and acumen, and maybe even more importantly, to nurture their ability to create and innovate. Creativity and innovation spark out-of-the-box solutions and, dare I say, ignite the ideas from which new businesses, even whole new industries, are born. In the video we just watched, it's pretty apparent from an early age, Bill was bitten by the entrepreneurial bug. And we are so proud that he found the right fit at SMU and the Cox School to hone his skills and gain the inspiration that helped his dream grow. We didn't get him first, but we got him here for his MBA. And as he worked toward that MBA, he was laying a foundation to eventually make his own entrepreneurial dreams come true. Bill shared with us a few of his memories of his days as a Cox School graduate student, and he remembers seeing the names on some of the buildings on campus and doing the research to find out the stories behind those names. For a native of Orange, Texas, a small, unassuming town over on the Louisiana border, it was a great motivation. And learning the stories behind those names triggered him in a desire to push forward, to dream big, and build bigger. When we built the new Shaddock Hall on the northeast corner of the Cox School, just right down the hall from where we stand right now, students coming and going from classes and coming and going out of the Hughes Triggs Student Center will see the name of Shaddock Hall in big, bold letters. Bill, thank you for being willing to serve as a motivation for the next and future generations of SMU Cox entrepreneurs and innovators. We are grateful to both of you, Bill and Kim, and for challenging our students to believe in their dreams and for contributing to the expanded and enhanced business school where they too can begin their own dreams a reality. Thank you all so much.
Well, this is what we know will be many historic days, but this is so meaningful, and thank you both very, very much for the way you have inspired us here and will inspire so many others. And this is the first significant commitment after we've gone public in this campaign, and it does ignite us, as the dean said, and we're grateful for that. So thank you all once again and for joining us. Pony up.